Okay, in this video I'm going to be showing you a fantastic new feature of Artisteer 4 that allows you to create sliding image galleries directly into the theme. So for this example I'm going to create a header which is a series of slider images. So rather than having to use, for example, a plugin when the theme is live to create a sliding gallery, we can actually create it into the theme itself for your clients. So for this example, what we're going to do is we're going to change this header here and we're going to make it a series of, as I say, sliding images. I've got a set of 4 images that we can use for this. Okay, and we'll get started just now. So what we'll do is, if we click on here and just delete these sections here, and I'll just delete that, and then I'll delete that. Okay, so what we've got here is obviously the header is transparent and it takes up the full width of the sheet of the screen. What we want to do is we want to change that to sheet width, because it needs to have a predefined width, as you can see here, and we'll change that fill color. Okay, and I think what I'll do is I'm just going to move this menu bar as well, just get it out of the way. I will put the menu inside the sheet, and just make that sheet width. Okay, and then I'll just separate the header and the sheet a little bit, and if we go back to the header, and then I'll put a bit of margin between that and the top. Okay, so what we'll do is, if I make the sheet, actually I think what we'll do is we will make it 800 pixels for the purposes of this. Yep, that'll do. Obviously you can make it whatever size you want, and the header height will make 400 pixels. Okay, obviously when you're designing your sites you can make this whatever size you want, but just for the purposes of this. So you see here you've got this header, it's obviously got its fill colour, and what we want to do is we want to create a slide. And if you see up here the header option, new slide, if I click that and click from file and then browse to find where the images are, there's one. Okay, if I click OK, so that's the first image, and then if we add another one, so you can either create a blank slide, duplicate the existing slide, or pick an image from your file. So for this purpose I'll just add the other images. And you have the option here to resize the image if it's a different size from the header to the header, or use the original size. If I click OK, and then we'll add another one. Okay, I'll resize that to the right size and click OK. Okay, and if I right click here over the slides, you see this option slideshow panel. If I click on that, it shows the different slides that are in the slider, and I've also got this original header here. I want to delete that, so just right click and delete the slide, and that will show the images we've already got. So I think we'll just add one more, see if I can just find it. There we go. That's fine, and click OK. So that's the 4 images that I'm going to be using. Obviously you can do it whatever way you like. You can create, for example, a blank slide, give it whatever colour you want, and then you can add images to that just by clicking this option here and then selecting the images here or from file, and you can add images to your slider and create different effects. That's entirely up to you, but just for the purposes of this example I've just got these 4 images here. Okay, so now that I've got my 4 slider images, the next thing I want to do is I want to choose what way I want them to appear in the header. So we've got the option of fade, vertical, going down. If I just hover over that, you can see it just slides down. Or again, if I hover over the other one, you should see it sliding up. And then the same if I want it going left or right, then you can do that as well. For this purpose I'll just stick with fade, quite like that. The other options you have are the navigator here, which is this thing down here. You can actually change that, so you can change the alignment of that. If you want it in the top corner, then you can do that, or you can position it in any of these positions. I think we'll stick with the bottom corner for now. You can also change its position, its padding, the colour of it. At the moment it's green with a slight transparency. Again, you can change that. You can add a border, decide which border weight it should have. You can give it a radius or make it square, change how wide it is, either fixed or fluid, say the transparency or the gradient, a shadow, and you can even change the shape of the bullets, the spacing, absolutely, well, just about everything really. So that is the options there for that. And then the last thing we want to do is you can play it here and just test the slider out. You can see here that it fades in and out into our different images. So that's just a very quick run through of the different options for adding a slider, as I say, to the header. You can also, as well, if you're wanting to create the content in Artisteer, and then when you're exporting it to the WordPress theme, you can include the content. You can actually create a slideshow within your pages as well. It's exactly the same method. Just add the images as slides, and then choose your different options as well. But that's if you're wanting to create the content in Artisteer and then export the theme with the created content. But that's not normally an option I go with. If I'm creating sliding galleries, it's normally in the format of a header. If the client wants this feature, then we can provide that. For example, I have a client who sells handbags, and she wanted a slider at the top here which showed her most popular handbags with a description and the cost of each handbag, and she wanted 10 images to fade in and out of the header with the different handbags that she did, the most popular ones. So I was able to use this feature for that purpose. Okay, so that's just an example of adding a slider to the theme, rather than have to use a plugin. For that purpose, you can actually create a sliding gallery in the header. Okay, so that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next.